All right, you guys, welcome back to another recording of Jester Section Hiker Podcast, your premier podcast with the spotlight on section hikers. And some of you are probably wondering, because the last episode, I clearly stated that I was taking a break and everybody have happy holidays and we'll see you at the new year, unless something came up, and then I would come back on and record another show. And as you could tell by the title and the thumbnail, something certainly has come up. Our friends over at the Allegheny Trail are coming on tonight with a special announcement. And you guys, when Justin Mullins calls you, you don't say no. So basically, that's what's happened. I blame all of this evening on Justin Mullins. He sent me a text and said, "Hey, Jester, how about helping us out a little bit?" And I said, "Dang it, I cannot tell Justin no." Of course, he's hearing this for the first time that I can't tell him no. So it's only giving him fuel for the fire. But before we bring on Justin and Nicole with the Allegheny Trail, I want to read you guys something. And it's been a while since I have read a review for the podcast. And it's actually been a while since I've gotten a review. So I totally forgot about Apple Podcasts in the reviews because out of sight, out of mind. But a review came in 2-3 days ago from a gentleman goes by the name of Hiker Kevin. And the title of the review is Best Podcast for Section Hikers. And it's a long one, so sit back, get your drinks, and enjoy. I'm glad I found this podcast. I listened to every episode in under 3 months. I'm sorry, Hiker Kevin, but I appreciate it. Jester offers a calming, didn't know I was calm, but thank you, and relaxing tone with routine laughter, and she provides great detail and explanation of her hiking experiences. This show is very informative with respect to a vast range of hiking guests and great gear reviews, including Dan Durston. Austin, I saw you in the chat, so kudos to the Dan Durston interview. And it goes on. I only recently got into hiking and have aspirations to one day Thru-Hike the AT. Those dreams will have to wait since I have a family and a mortgage, and that's okay. I get privileged to complete trails in sections. Jester models how to successfully plan for and complete section hikes. I truly enjoy how she is relatable to those in the hiking community as she tells it how it is. That's the best part of the whole review. I love that. As she tells it how it is, including the challenges and hardships as well as the successes. Please give this podcast a listen, and I know you will appreciate it as much as I do. So, Hiker Kevin, big shout out to you. I truly appreciate it. And I'm going to go ahead and invite you to come on the podcast. So get in touch with me. We're going to make it happen in the new year. I want you to come on the show and tell us all about your aspirations and how you are going to execute your plan to continue section hiking and get out eventually on a through hike on the Appalachian Trail. So wanted to throw that out there. That was the best stocking stuffer Christmas present I could have received toward the end of 2023. And before we get to our guest, it looks like we have a handful of people here in the chat. Stella, as always, thank you for joining us. Chris, hope you are doing well. Happy holidays. The Blue Blaze and beyond, appreciate you joining us. Austin, always, thank you for being here. And Tangent Trails, looks like you are in the chat as well. Folks, really appreciate you joining in on the fund. And without further ado, we are going to introduce Justin and Nicole, and we're going to learn a little bit more about what is happening here very soon. So, Justin and Nicole, Well, and I should say, Molly, welcome to the podcast. Justin, how's things going?
Great. How's everything going with you?
Everything's going good. Molly's doing good.
Oh, yeah. He's always ready.
Well, Molly's the star of the show. And
Yeah.
Justin, I want to give you a huge compliment because quite honestly, we put this together in less than a week, and look at that banner in the background. You go, Justin.
We got it ready.
You guys will learn Justin's a calm kind of guy. So have to pull some things out of you, Justin, because your heart bleeds in a very strong direction for the Allegheny Trail. And without further ado, we also have Nicole. And you guys, Nicole just told me how to pronounce her last name, and I totally forgot. It left me. So, Nicole, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm here because of Justin. I met Justin, and next thing I know, Molly and he drew me in, and here I am volunteering and got to meet you. And it's just it's full circle. We're making things happen. We're shaking things up, and we're doing some trail improvements. And it's going to be exciting to get some people to come see the Allegheny Trail.
So let's start off with this first. So Justin, you and I need to talk about this text message I got through Facebook Instant Messenger. That's how Justin and I communicate. Justin sends me a text and he's like, "Hey Jester, do you think you would want to help us out?" I don't even know what you said. And I was like,
we're doing our Zoom series, and we're working on a Zoom series. Like, he thinks you could help do the interviews for the Zoom. And it just went from there.
I was like, "Nah, we're not doing Zoom, Justin. We're coming on." We're coming on, and next thing I know, we are in a three-way phone conversation. Justin's like, "Hang on, I'll get Nicole on the line. Don't worry about it." And I'm like, "Well, no matter what's going to happen, here we go." So, Nicole, did you know this was going to happen? Did you know Justin was going to reach out?
No, all I know is when Justin calls, I usually answer. I picked up the phone and he said, "Hey, wait a second." Next thing I know, I was talking to you. No.
So listen, in the technology age of 2024, there's no reason to go on Zoom when you have a friend that does podcasting and been doing live podcasting for almost a year now. So it was only natural in my brain. I was like, well, Justin wants to go on Zoom, and what in the world do they want to talk about? Okay, let's just do a podcast about it because that's what makes sense to me. So that's kind of where we are, and that is why we are here this evening. But why don't we do some formal introductions? Justin, why don't you tell people, kind of give everybody your full name and what exactly it is, your role for the Allegheny Trail?
My name's Justin Mullins, and right now I am the Vice President for the West Virginia Scenic Trails Association and also the Section 4 Coordinator. So on the trail, I'm responsible for performing, scheduling events, and maintaining Section 4 of the Allegheny Trail. And my role as a Vice President, I do just a little bit of everything. I work on getting far out updates online, answering emails, asking, or anybody asking questions. Usually it's me who you email or message. So I'm in just a little bit of everything with the organization.
And Nicole, because Nicole, you're rather new to the organization. So tell us formally who you are and your official title and just what you're doing for the Allegheny Trail.
Sure. First and foremost, everybody with the Allegheny Trail volunteers. So we all wear a bunch of different hats, right? And Justin also left out the fact that he helps run the store and a few things like that. So everybody's doing a little bit of everything in any volunteer organization. I'm technically the outreach coordinator, try to help plan and coordinate for some of our annual events, as well as track volunteers, get people excited, talk to every single person that I meet about the Allegheny Trail, and share with them the passion that these volunteers have, that the gift really it is to be a part of West Virginia's longest trail, carry that lineage on, work with people who are just so passionate about not just hiking, but sharing the outdoors with other people and getting people outdoors.
Excellent. And what I've learned with meeting you, Nicole, is I can't say no to you either. So even though Austin's on here right now, I'm like, I don't know, I just can't do it anymore. And then boom, here I go. So, and one of the goals is with you guys coming on here is just what you guys said, sharing about the Allegheny Trail, and you both have a quest to hike the trail as well. And just as a side note, everybody who is watching, Nicole, your internet is lagging just a little bit, but you guys hold on. Nicole has some amazing things to say. So still stay tuned and listen in, even though we're having a little technical difficulty with that. That's the price you pay when you go live. So everybody watching can certainly understand that. But Nicole, not only are you volunteering for the Allegheny Trail, but you also have a quest. And since this is a Section Hiker podcast, to complete the trail by the 50th anniversary, which is coming up in September 2024. So talk about that Section Hike quest.
Yeah, sure. So I didn't start out even as a hiker or any intentions to accomplish anything major. I'm an outdoor person anyway. I love to hunt and fish and golf and ski and forage, but I got into hiking, and next thing you know, I'm kind of goal oriented. So I've got 75 miles right now done primarily in section 2 of the 4 sections of the Allegheny Trail. And I said, we're having this 50th and I'm trying to share with people about it. I better hike the whole trail so I can actually be an authentic reference. I don't want to have to always be calling Jeff Byard, our president, or Justin. And so at the end of the day, I've just made a decision that I will complete the entire trail by our 50th. So say next September, 6th, I'll be done. 311 miles.
Excellent. Do you have a plan? Is there any rhyme or reason, or are you going to execute on just where you are section hiking, or do you actually have a plan to go south to north? Tell us what the logistics are.
So I'm probably going to jump around. I'm going to do some, with climate change here in West Virginia, the days have been warmer. There's not as much snow right now. So I'm going to capitalize on some aspects around the northern terminus where I can just do some day hikes. It's going to be a hodgepodge. I don't have the opportunity to just take off 2-3 weeks at a time and do it. So the most I can do is probably 4 or 5 nights at a time. And I have a ton of people that are willing to go with me. So I'm very fortunate. And I have my old trusty people like Ed and Janet and Sarah and Jody and Jim, Mike, Tammy, Kelly, Justin. I've got a plethora of people to pull from. And so I think I'm just going to try to get more organized in January. But right now it's a goal. I know that I can accomplish it. And it's going to take more planning than I'm used to doing because I'm so new. But I'm excited about it.
I see my eyebrow went up because, Nicole, you're a planner by nature. I think you plan in your sleep. So I'm pretty confident that you will have a plan to complete the trail. And I'm very confident that you will do so. And Justin, you have a little bit different of a plan, and yours kicks off here in about a week. And I've been calling it a quest. So tell us about your quest and why you're doing that.
Well, I plan to thru-hike the trail starting December 31st. And the reason I'm wanting to do this is, for one, I want to far out at. I want to update waypoint photos, make sure everything's nice and clear on there. And also, we're working on our 5th edition guidebook. So I want to get that out there, get some more data we can for that. And also, I'm raising money to go towards our 50th anniversary this coming year. So at the same time, I've already raised a little over $600, and I hadn't trail you. And I just really want to promote the trail. There's still a lot of people in West Virginia that don't know about it. On the trail, I want to go around these towns, meet people, businesses, get them more involved. So I've got a lot of reasons to go, and I can take off in the winter and hike. I've done it the last 2 years, so it's just the best time for me to hike is in the winter.
So tell us about your fundraiser. There is a link to Justin's fundraiser in the description below already. So people, get out your pocketbooks, your checkbooks, your PayPals, your Venmos, or what Cash Apps or whatever else you got, and throw Justin $5, $1, whatever you could afford, and because we're all hikers out there, and I love that you are doing this for raising funds for the trail, because a lot of people would not do that. A lot of people raise funds so they can, buy their own food or own, hiking supplies, but you're actually raising funds for the trail, and I love that aspect. So is there a particular dollar amount you're looking for?
I've set the goal at 2,500. Just if we can make that, that'll go a long way towards a lot of our events next year. That'll be a great big dent in what we're trying to get done this coming year. So I think I know a lot of people do use GoFundMe for personal reasons, but for me, I spent all this summer just extra time after work cutting grass just to save up for it. And then I've got already so many people that's already reached out to me ahead of time wanting to help, not just with the GoFundMe, but send food, anything like that. I've had so many people reach out just to see what I could do or what they could do to help me. So that's been great right there.
Well, Justin, we are in your corner, and there is more to unfold about your hike coming here real soon that we will announce toward the end of the podcast. But both of you have mentioned this 50th anniversary of the Allegheny Trail. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Nicole. Tell everybody what that is, when is it, and what can people expect?
Sure. So the 50th anniversary itself is going to be a 3-day event, a celebration in September 6th, 7th, and 8th at one of the most unique places. Actually, we can say this in the world. It's at the Green Bank Observatory in the mountains of West Virginia, which is uniquely underneath the Milky Way. And I say unique in the world because it's on property there. It has the largest steerable telescope on planet Earth. And so our trail actually goes through part of this Green Bank property and abuts that. And so when you're up there, that's that big the big white telescope you look down on. It's going to be on that property. So our 3-day event in September is going to be on that property. We're also going to have different events in each section, like 1 or 2-day events to celebrate. We're going to have a couple of challenges. So if you donate, 50 hours, if you hike 50 miles, if you do a hybrid, we're going to have some different challenges on the trail that can get you some different gear and some different swag. And again, like he said, the whole idea is to bring people to use this trail. So it's a multi-use trail. It's fabulous. We've got an incredible amount of volunteers that come from all over the country to help. We currently have members in 17 states right now. We're just looking to grow. This past year, Julie, we just got a website. We are on Instagram. We are on Facebook. We're getting on TikTok. And look at us.
TikTok? Oh, wait a minute. You've really grown up if you're going to be on TikTok. I can't wait to see those TikToks.
Yeah, but if you circle back to the 50th on property, we're going to have concerts in the evenings. We're going to have, your ticket price will include food. We're going to have all kinds of workshops. We're going to actually have some hiking, right? But the beauty is we're going to have just an opportunity to actually disconnect because your phones won't work there. This is what hiking is all about, right? It's actually getting out, enjoying nature with your friends. Yeah, you can take pictures, but in this particular area, West Virginia, cell phones don't work. And it brings us back to that campfire element, right? There's going to be great food, great campfires and all that. But it's really tapping into that moment of looking under the stars, being with your buddies, having just a good time away from work, and appreciating the gifts that we have here in the United States with some incredible, incredible trails across our country.
And I can't wait to help you guys spread the word about the Allegheny Trail. And Justin, you are, well, the culprit of this. There's also going to be, I kind of let the spilled the beans, so to speak, in leading up to the 50th anniversary. We are instead of putting a series of Zooms together, we're going to put a series of podcast episodes together, one a month, leading up to the 50th anniversary. And Justin, since we could not say no to you, do you want to tell us all about that?
Yeah, sure. It's going to be a variety of topics, but mainly it's just to get people more familiar with the trail, so get the history of the trail, how it came to be, tell that story, go on to show what the trail is like, the different environment you go through. There's just so much to tell about it. So we just want to be able to give the full scope of the trail on these episodes to really explain how unique this trail is. There's really, it's really a unique trail from as many trails as I've hiked. It's really something that stands out about it. Its remoteness, especially Green Bank, the giant satellite in the background as you're walking the ridgeline. It's just, we really want to show on the podcast what it's like to hike the trail.
And next week, believe here I am back again, but on the Allegheny Trail podcast next week, Wednesday, December 27th. What are the expectations on that episode, Nicole? Now, you did mention something to me that you wanted to emphasize, that the Allegheny Trail is West Virginia's longest footpath. And I think that's something that we want to emphasize on the podcast as well. So expand on that a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. First of all, it's unique in the fact that it touches one of the world famous Appalachian Trail on Peters Mountain. So we've got that going for us, number one. Number two, it's the longest footpath in West Virginia at 311 miles. We've got 4 different sections if we break that down in future podcasts. But Justin's right. You go from the ridgetop on Peters Mountain with incredible vast views to being in some of the most amazing moss, condensed spruce groves that are 300 plus years old, that some of that just doesn't exist. The flora and the fauna you'll see is very much like Canada here, where we are in different parts that the trail goes through in West Virginia. Then you drop off and you're along some incredible rivers. One of the places you also pass through when you come into Pocahontas County, this county is the birthplace of rivers. 8 rivers start in the along the trail that you're going to be walking through. So the amount from a rainforest impact, right? It's incredible. We're feeding the DC watershed. We're feeding parts of Virginia, all from this one unique county that we get to traverse through. And it's the views are really majestic. The tree species you walk through, it's not like anything else that you really see in the Mid-Atlantic area.
Well, listen, you've whet all of our appetites with the rivers and the flora and the fauna, and there's nothing I'd like doing more than spreading the word about trails. And that is really what this podcast is about. It's about spreading the word about how we can get our feet on a footpath near us. So typically, we on the show focus on East Coast trails because there's so much beauty and there's so much wonder here on the East Coast, and there's so much opportunity. And I'm excited, and that's one of the reasons I could not pass you guys up to do this, even though it took me like 2 seconds to decide that I was not going to tell Justin no. I'm excited. Next Wednesday, December 27th, I believe at 5:30, there is already a link in the description below. We are going to start the Allegheny Trail podcast, 1 episode a month until the 50th anniversary. I know we're going to give all kinds of information about the trail. I think at one point, Justin sent me a message and said a representative from Far Out wanted to come on. So we're going to get you guys as much information as possible. We're going to get Nicole's internet fixed. So when she's talking, she's not frozen, but you sound really good, Nicole. So that is a plus. And I'm excited. There's all kinds of new things to come. There is also going to be can I go ahead and tell about the video? Yeah. Austin and I are creating a 50th anniversary video via Jester Wallis Productions for the Allegheny Trail. So obviously we are going to be talking about that. And I'm excited. And Justin and Nicole, I will see you in a week. Happy holidays. I'm going to flip the screen here. Appreciate you guys coming on the Jester Section Hiker podcast. Oh, by the way, everybody, that was Justin's idea too. So 2-3 days after we decided to do the podcast, Justin sent me a text and said, hey, Jester, do you think we could go on your show and talk about it and then have the podcast? And I was like, all right, Justin, whatever you want. So with that being said, hang on, guys. I will see you shortly. I'm going to flip the screen back here. So I guess the bottom line is I'm a sucker for talking about hiking trails, getting people out on the trails. And I truly appreciate everybody that is in the chat right now. Belinda, it looks like you're still here. Austin, you're still here. Tangent Trails, Stella, Blue Blaze and Beyond, and looks like even Justin joined us in the chat. So really, truly appreciate all of you joining us this evening, and I think I did it. I told Justin and Nicole I wanted to do a 30-minute episode. And for those of you that listen to the Jester Section Hiker podcast on a regular basis, you know that is almost impossible. I never meet that goal. So I should probably stop babbling on so I could definitely meet that 30-minute mark. So this episode that we're recording right now, I am going to put the audio version out this coming Saturday. That's why I told Justin and Nicole it had to be 30 minutes or less. Austin says 28 minutes and counting. So you guys, happy holidays. If you're traveling, safe travels. Merry Christmas. We will see you guys next Wednesday, December 27th. Until then, be safe out there, everybody, and happy section hiking.